What's up, everybody? The Book of Boba Fett. That's what's up. The brand new Disney Plus TV show that happened, it dropped its first episode a day or two ago, and it's time for me to talk about it. Now, before that, there's a little bit of house cleaning I guess I should get around to. You may have noticed that I did not do any reviews on the Marvel's Hawkeye Disney Plus TV show on my channel, and the main reason for that is primarily because I was already scheduled to do live reviews with my friends on the Schmoes of the North YouTube channel, which I did. We did about 4 episode reviews, but then some stuff happened, and we put all our shows on hiatus for the remainder of the year before we are doing a relaunch and rebranding as the Northern Entertainment Group. We already slightly started to do that, but we're gonna go back in the full force next year, and rather next week, I should say. But so far, I believe there were some plans to sort of wrap up our thoughts and opinions on the Hawkeye TV show, and so far I haven't really been asked to do anything Book of Boba Fett related, which is why I'm doing standalone reviews on my channel. Just wanted to get that out of the way. But the Book of Boba Fett, Episode 1, Stranger in a Strange Land. First of all, great title, great idea for a title. Love it straight off the bat. It fits the character of Boba Fett in more ways than one. Obviously, the episode itself starts with flashbacks to not only his early days as a clone on Kamino, and obviously some flashbacks to Attack of the Clones, but also him crawling out of the Sarlacc pit and literally being a stranger in a strange land, while also simultaneously showing us present day for Boba Fett as the new crime lord. I believe they even dropped a name for it, which I gotta ask my friend Taco if that's the official name for it, or maybe my other good friend, Gold Leader, if, what was it, Daiko, I think they called him? Yeah, I gotta look up, I gotta confirm with both of them if that is the actual name for what the position of Jabba the Hutt, and later, obviously, Bib Fortuna, if that is the official name for it. But we get to see him being a stranger in a strange land, simultaneously in 2 completely different points of his life on the same planet, which is just, it's just smart writing, if you ask me. That's just smart storytelling, and it's just something that you should be expecting from a Star Wars TV show, especially after The Mandalorian, especially if Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are involved. And and it also fits the title very well. But yeah, I'm curious if this is going to become like an Arrow type thing, where you get to see the current events of what is happening with the character, quote-unquote modern time, because, you know, Star Wars, when you say modern time, or rather present day, these things don't really have much weight to them, as opposed to something like Arrow, which was actually happening concurrently with real-world events. But, we get to see some stuff with Boba Fett as the new crime lord of Tatooine, while also getting flashbacks to him crawling out of the Sarlacc pit. So I'm wondering if this is going to be like an Arrow thing, or a Once Upon a Time thing, where you see the past and present sort of working their way up to meeting one another, which is actually something very interesting. I was thinking if it was just going to be for the first episode, but the way the flashback stuff ended in this episode kind of makes me think that there's more to the story. There's more we don't know. Obviously, there's 5 years of separation between this show and Return of the Jedi, or rather 6 years, 5-6 years, I don't know, I don't remember, but obviously we're going to get to hopefully see Boba Fett's progression as a character, working his way up out of the Sarlacc pit through the Tusken Raiders, and all the way up to when he eventually encountered Din Djarin. Now, obviously the Sarlacc pit is something that a lot of fans have fantasized about for decades at this point, and it's great to finally actually see that come to fruition in live action format. And obviously the stuff with the armor getting stolen by Jawas, there's a little bit of controversy as far as how Cobb Vanth actually got it, because in The Mandalorian he says something that's a little slightly different from what happened in the novels. I don't really want to touch that at this point. I just want to talk about Boba Fett as Boba Fett, and I really liked all the Tusken Raider stuff. As a matter of fact, I would have been fine if the entire episode would have just been Boba Fett getting his way out of the Tusken Raider camp, and only the last 15 minutes would have been that stuff with Mos Espa and becoming the new crime lord and being attacked by those people in the streets. I would have been fine if the entire episode was just the flashback, but we got to see it in its entirety, how he managed to get his way out of the Tusken Raiders' control. And speaking of which, the Tusken Raiders is not really something that has been, in my opinion, explored enough in Star Wars, especially in canon. Now, obviously, there's a lot of stuff with Tusken Raiders in Legends. I believe in one of the Knights of the Old Republic games, you actually get to infiltrate one of their villages. You get to disguise yourself as a Tusken Raider to steal something from them, and you actually get to talk to them, learn their language, and even do some side quests for them. So yeah, the Tusken Raiders are, in my opinion, as far as canon goes, untapped potential. And we got to see a lot of that in The Mandalorian Season 2 when Din Djarin was actually conversing with them. Or actually, maybe it was Season 1, I can't remember. But we actually got to see Din Djarin talking with the Tusken Raiders. And obviously he knows the Tusken Raiders' language. Boba Fett, not so much. So maybe this is something that he also learns and picks up during his time at the village. And clearly one of the lead Tusken Raiders, maybe even the chief, I'm not so sure, but clearly one of them, has sort of taking a liking to him. And it's great that we get to see more of the Tusken Raiders explored. And there's a little bit of exploration with the Tusken Raiders in one of the canon books. I think it might be from a certain point of view, but yeah, more Tusken Raiders is really what I'm asking for. And it's great to see that new creature beast, the six-legged creature crawling out of the sand. It's yet another mysterious creature from Tatooine we previously didn't know about, which is great, in my opinion. The creature design looks great. First of all, the design, also, it looks, I don't know if it was completely practical or practical with a little bit of CGI, but it looked really good. And Boba Fett's fighting in this episode was great. As far as the quote-unquote present-day stuff that I mentioned, again, take it or leave it, I would have much preferred to see more of the flashback stuff. That was my favorite part of the episode. Not so much him going to sort of establish himself as the new crime lord of Tatooine. Those ones didn't quite work for me as well, but obviously right at the end he gets attacked, and he's got to show force, he's got to show his dominance as the new crime lord of Tatooine, and he really does that. I mean, he kind of gets his ass kicked, him and Fennec, but they give just as good as they get. Going so far as the Boba Fett even blowing somebody up. I mean, disintegrations. I mean, it wasn't really disintegrations, but he kind of blew a guy up, and he's no longer there. So I would consider that sort of a disintegration. Obviously referencing the line, no disintegrations by Darth Vader. But yeah, it's going to be a long and tough, challenging road for Boba Fett to reestablish himself as the biggest main crime lord, but blowing somebody up after he attacked him in broad daylight in the middle of a street, that's one good way of doing it. Now, obviously, the episode ends pretty much where it begins, with him in the Bacta tank. And obviously, I mean, you would expect that if he crawled out of a Sarlacc pit, his whole body is really damaged. probably be beyond repair. So I liked that he still has to regularly take back to tank sessions, if you will. And hopefully that is where we will get to see and learn more of his character, similar to how in The Mandalorian we get to see more of Din Djarin's past. When he goes to the Forager, I think the character's name was, when she literally forged his armor with Beskar. That was sort of flashbacks to his time as a foundling. Hopefully the back to tank is going to lead us into more flashbacks of what Boba Fett has been doing these last 5 years, building himself back up. Maybe even his first encounter with Fennec Shand, when Din Djarin and Bobby Cannavale's character, Toro Calican, left her for dead, essentially, in the desert. So, yeah, I mean, really isn't that much to say, other than I loved the Tusken Raider stuff. I love the flashback stuff. The quote-unquote present-day stuff didn't quite work for me as well. It's great that he's still keeping the Gamorrean guards. I mean, like he says, he's gonna need a protocol droid. I'm assuming that's eventually later down the road, but I love his dynamic with Fennec Shand, and really, that's all I can say for now. And obviously the music at the end there, with just great music piece by Ludwig Göransson. The guy just he's incapable of missing, as far as I'm concerned. So, nope, that's really all I can say as far as Boba Fett. So, yeah, first episode, great start of this new show, and hopefully it only gets better from here on out. So, thank you for watching, and until then, everybody, for now, I'm just going to leave you with This Is the Way, but hopefully I'll think of a much better way to end these episodes as time goes on. So, until the next episode, this is the way.
Hello again, everybody! I really hope you enjoyed this video, cause I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.